What's up, Authentic fam? And of course, welcome back to Authentic Alphas. As usual, it's your boy Ayinde, but we do not know who this lovely lady is, so
Hello.
Go ahead, introduce yourself.
My name is Abril Elan. I'm a traveling celebrity hairstylist based out of Atlanta, Georgia, by way of LA and Houston.
She's so professional.
Yes.
I didn't even have to ask. You just had it all together like a little press kit. All right, so how old are you?
29.
29. And you are single, married, divorced, dating? What's going on?
I am single. I just started to date about 2 weeks ago. I went on my first date in a long time.
Uh-oh.
So
all right.
I'm almost in the dating world.
They're already curious now. Why did you take a break from dating? You in therapy? What's going on?
That's a lot of reasons I took a break from dating. I had a really bad relationship, and it ended tragically to traumatize me. So I needed to take a break for me.
But you knew that, though.
I knew that, and I needed that, and I'm glad I took that break.
Does he need to take a break, too?
I don't know where that young man is at, and I don't care.
I guess that's better. I guess that is definitely better. All right. So, you are originally from Atlanta, or you transplant?
I'm from the Carolinas. But I moved a lot. I lived in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and now Georgia for the past 12 years.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's not my fault.
No, the Carolinas is so boring. No disrespect to anybody from the Carolinas, but it's so boring to me.
It's nothing in either or.
My boy kept telling me, "Yo, come to Charlotte." I finally went to Charlotte, and I went when was supposed to be the best time to come. The what is it? AAA.
CIAA.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, this is supposed to be the it weekend.
That was the it weekend.
I was bored out of my mind. I was like, nigga, I will never.
And everything closes at 2:00.
Every damn thing. I made some good money though, because I actually was selling some artwork out there. They were really supportive in that note.
Yeah.
So that, I will say, the place that I sold the most amount of paintings in the shortest amount of time though was Atlanta.
I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
See, I've been in Atlanta for 12 years, my whole adult life. I moved from North Carolina, from Charlotte, when I was my 13th birthday. So I was a child. I can't even tell you about Charlotte.
Okay. Oh, all right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, listen, if you are melanated, boy, I tell you, Atlanta.
It's the place to be.
I personally don't think there's anywhere like Atlanta. I would say on the planet, but I haven't been everywhere on the planet. But I know for sure in America, there's nowhere else like Atlanta. I mean, when I look at Atlanta, when I think about Atlanta, when I'm there, I look at it and I think to myself, this is what the black community could be.
If it was everywhere.
Generally speaking, if it was everywhere, because, you hear derogatory terms like it's Planet of the Apes. But if you take the insult away from that and just look at contextually what they're saying is this is a place where they run shit.
I've never heard that answer before.
Yeah.
That was a big of a shock to me.
Because they ain't gonna say it to everybody's face.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they gonna say it to your face, but cause what they're trying to say is basically this is a place where the black folk run things. So if you take away the insult of being compared to an ape, it's yes, they have a quote unquote black governor, a black chief of police,
everything. Atlanta is the place if you are a black person and you want to succeed.
That's what I'm saying.
You go to Atlanta because you either sink or swim. There's no in betweens. And if you sink, it's your fault.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
But if you want to swim, Michael Phelps, come to Atlanta.
It's crazy because when I be in Atlanta, I be thinking to myself, this isn't supposed to exist, for so many reasons. For example, you're not supposed to have, all the government officials, everybody that's in power is black. So,
everybody.
Right, so it's okay, so what's up with that? And then it's the way everybody's kind of grandfathered in. You know what I mean? This person elected that person knows that person, this person, you know what I'm saying? The nepotism is there.
It's all about who you know. That's
what I'm trying to say. And they take care of each other on some, it ain't like they're positioned here, but they really work for them people. No, they work for they work for they people. And then it's in Atlanta, everybody is urban, but they're not ghetto. So that's why I mean, it's not supposed to exist. It's how you be cool and you be legit at the same time.
See, Atlanta has a lot of outskirts.
Right.
So the city of Atlanta might be considered urban. But the outskirts, the people that claim Atlanta, it's ghetto, it's country.
It's country, yeah.
It's bougie, it's nasty. It's whatever.
You get all that.
You get everything.
But in Atlanta, though, like Buckhead, Midtown, like
downtown,
I'm like, yo, it's clean. Atlanta's the only like black city I've ever been to where you see niggas shopping every day, but it's legal money. I see niggas on a Tuesday with 7 bags.
Yeah.
But he don't sell dope.
I mean,
he look like a dope dealer, but he don't sell dope.
The opportunity is there.
Right.
And it's about, like I said, who you know and what you know. And people put you in positions.
I like it.
So I've been there for 12 years, my whole adult life. I went to college there. I've graduated. So I know everybody. So, for example, if you say you want to come to Atlanta and you're not from there, you've only visited X amount of times, I got you. Because I rock out with you and I know everybody in Atlanta.
Everybody's an entrepreneur. In Atlanta, everybody's an entrepreneur. Everybody. It's like everybody own a recording studio.
Own something.
How do y'all make money if you all got a recording studio? Everybody got a barbershop. How the fuck?
It's money.
How many haircuts y'all doing? Everybody got a salon. Everybody got a clothing store. Everybody. I'm like, good Lord.
Guilty. I'm a hairstylist. Everybody does hair.
I love it. Everybody does it. Everybody does their own thing, and I'm trying to like rack my brain and think of who have I met in Atlanta that worked for somebody, and I'm really having a hard time. I know a lot of people from Atlanta. Everybody knows their own boss.
Yes.
And young.
Yes, for sure. Atlanta is definitely the place to be. Like, I know some 22-year-olds that well over 6 figures, and it's like, how? But
that's what I'm trying to say. It's not supposed to exist. So when I look at Atlanta and I think to myself, Detroit, y'all making excuses. New York, y'all niggas is making excuses. You get what I'm saying? Miami, you niggas is making excuses. Because these dudes, I don't know where the money originated. I don't know where the money originated, but I know all the young brothers I know in Atlanta and the sisters too, they own property, they own a business, they got another business, and the money going in a circle. And I'm thinking to myself, when people talking about black folk and the black community, I'm always very clear on what the problem is. The problem is a lack of ownership. And when I say ownership, I'm talking about everything from family to community to your businesses to your image, to your culture. Black folk in America don't own any aspect of their lives.
Yeah.
You don't got the mother and the father in the house married, so you don't own your family.
No.
Right? You're renting, so you don't own your home. Then y'all don't own none of the businesses in your community. The Chinese own the hair thing going on. The politicians own the damn churches. You get what I'm trying to say. The corporations own the supermarkets. So y'all don't own any of your necessities. You need them people for water, power, you see what I'm saying? Food, all the essentials, you need them other people, right? And then when it comes to the image of the black man, mainstream media own that. When it comes to the image of the black woman, mainstream media own that. So you don't even own your image. You don't even own your look, you don't even own your reputation.
You have to own it. Even like when you don't own it, you have to own it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's very much so possible. The circulation in Atlanta, because it's a who you know place more than a what you know place. When you know somebody in position, it's easier to own your own family, own your own business, own your own whatever you want to own.
And everybody holding everybody accountable.
All you have to do is help somebody out.
That's it. That's all you gotta do is help the next person in Atlanta.
Yeah. Like, I don't have blood family in Atlanta outside of like my mom and aunt, but that's where my family is at.
No, trust me. I was there for Thanksgiving.
Last
Thanksgiving, I was in Atlanta.
Where you from? And I'm visiting Miami right now. I'm going to say I'm from Atlanta. Not saying I'm trying to rep me being born and raised there. I went to elementary school. I graduated high school, but I'm from Atlanta. I've been there for my adult life. I've lived there the longest out of I lived in any other state, any other city. So Atlanta is home for me. That's where I was able to build myself up and become who I am. And speaking of money particularly and going to other places, that's why I go to LA. I go to LA, I make LA money, and I bring it back to Atlanta. I go to Houston, I make their money, and I bring it back to Atlanta.
Right.
I also go to Columbia, South Carolina, which I don't mention often because it's a smaller place and it's not a lot going. But because of that reason, that's why I go.
Could you dominate?
Because when I go out there, oh, you from Atlanta.
Exactly.
Even though I graduated high school out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Well,
they like, she from Atlanta.
Your hair industry is competitive, but everybody making money.
Yeah.
So I feel like Atlanta kind of proves there's no excuse.
It's a find a way and make a way place.
That's what I'm trying to say. You can't really make no excuses out there. And I like that. Like, if you're trying to get your little entrepreneur thing going, you got some kind of talent or craft, the community would embrace you. Yeah. I think it was like 2018, I was out there, and I mean, I'm selling art. I'm getting hella support, and I started talking to some peoples, that they're, some people in some positions, some people that have some government ties and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, man, I want to do a nonprofit, for the kids. I want to set up something that's going to be, creating some type of support for children, fatherless children. And I want to have, these programs, and I'm breaking it down. And dude didn't even let me finish. He's like, done. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, just let me know when you want to do that. I got you. I'm like,
that's perfect, because just after you saying that, I didn't know that about you. So outside of me being a traveling celebrity hairstylist, I also have a nonprofit, AyindeiGordon, which stands for Abril Elon Innovations Overseeing You. So just this past week, I blessed 3 single moms with gifts. One being a spa day, another one I paid for a week of gas and food for her and her child, and another one I'm doing a mommy makeover. So just off the strength of this simple conversation and you telling me that you want to help children with no fathers around, next month I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing a giveaway for 3 single dads. So off rip, this simple conversation, I got you. That's how Atlanta works.
Yeah.
That's how Atlanta works.
That's one of the things that I want to using my platform in the future to execute it, because it's like, look, whatever it is that I want to deal with, like as an individual, right? So it's like, okay, listen, I have some nutritional knowledge, right? I have some fitness knowledge. I'm an artist, you know what I mean? So there's certain areas where it's like, okay, I can handle these areas with the kids, you know what I mean? Because the idea is to give them the tools, to give them the tools so that they can go from childhood, adolescence, their teens, young adults, and keep on continuing to develop whatever it is their interests are. Yeah. But at least I got a foundation from early. But I can only handle so many subjects. Like if I'm gonna be a school teacher, I can't teach every subject.
Correct.
So I want to use my platform to attract the dude that used to play college football. Yeah. Okay, so good. If he's willing to donate his time and make a commitment, okay, boom, now you're a football coach. Yeah. Now you can mentor these young boys on the football field. Great. And you can also show them that there's many more aspects to football other than just being an actual player. Absolutely. You could be a coach, you could be a manager, you could be in sports nutrition. There's like,
you can do a lot.
Right, there's other things you can do.
Therapy,
right, physical therapy. Right, other things you can do in the sport. Yeah. You get what I'm trying to say? You can open up a shop that's going to sell equipment, padding, whatever. But the point is these kids are hearing it at the youngest age possible. Yeah. So they can aspire.
And that's
right?
that's what makes Atlanta so great, because
you'll get that support.
Literally, you get that support. So just off the strength of me being a hairstylist first, and then deciding that I want to have a nonprofit, I was able to take my hair connections. So when I go to the alternative schools in Atlanta and the DJJ schools, and I'm dealing with the kids that are at risk, that are kicked out of school, they don't know their father, their mom's on drugs, they're taking care of their siblings, or whatever hardship they're going through, I don't just go in myself. I brought NFL players to come and talk to the kids. I brought personal trainers. I brought firefighters. I brought accountants. I brought police officers. I bring people in there, college graduates, people who dropped out of school in high school but still make X amount of money. So I bring in a wide variety of individuals from all walks of life to show these kids, to say, hey,
you can do any of this.
Look at me now. This wasn't where I grew up at.
Right.
Before I even moved to Atlanta, I had never been on a plane before. Now I fly for a living.
Right. So it's like you could do it, like
you can do anything.
I remember when Nas came out with that song, I can be what I want to be.
What I want to be.
And if I work hard at it,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, okay, so that's the message. Because same how you brought the firefighter. So I have a compilation that I'm working with, and it's gonna be it's called Thankless Thursdays. And the concept is like, boom, every Thursday, I need to already pre-advanced have somebody booked that's doing a job that I think is overlooked. Yeah. Whether it's someone working sewage, construction worker,
a janitor. We need it.
Phone tower.
We need everything.
Sanitation. You see what I'm trying to say?
The jobs nobody want to do, we need.
Right.
Those are the most important jobs.
Right. It's because these people are being overlooked. These men are being overlooked. But God forbid they wouldn't have come to work for a hot minute. You're gonna notice them. Yeah. When that garbage start piling up, you're gonna be like, damn, where's the garbage man?
Where's the man at?
Yeah, you ain't noticed that nigga before.
Right.
So it's like,
but you need him.
Right. My grandpa's raised me like to acknowledge those type of men. So it's like every holiday he would have me be the one to go get a bunch of envelopes, and then he putting a $20 bill in each envelope for these men. And it's like $20 ain't shit. but it ain't about the $20.
It's the price.
Right, what he's trying to say is, Mr. Mailman, I see you.
And I respect you.
Right, garbage man, I see you. Landscaper, I see you. Pool guy,
As you should.
I see you. Dude at the deli that makes my sandwiches,
You like this.
right. So it's like, I never lost that. Like, I never stopped seeing those men. And when I'm looking at those men, I'm looking at everyone else.
Right.
And they're invisible
Right.
to everyone else.
Right.
And I'm looking at this nigga like, damn, you building a skyscraper, dog?
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him, I'm like, yo, look at this dude. I'm just like, look what he's doing.
One thing
I couldn't do it.
One thing that I do, so I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things, but I also mentor a lot of females and men, but particularly females, especially females wanting to jump into the hair industry. And one of the biggest things I tell them is always about who you know. So you need to talk to the school teachers, because the school teachers that's been there for 20 plus years,
They know some
she
people.
know everybody.
Get your ass in college.
She knows everybody in the school system, and then all the people. How many people go to school? Hundreds of people are in school each and every day. So you have to network, and you have to talk to the people that might not be your ideal client, because that person might be a 50-year-old woman.
No, but they know someone else that knows somebody else.
They know someone that is your ideal client. You're looking for that 25-year-old. Well, that 50-year-old lady knows several of 25-year-olds, and she's your marketing team.
She's your marketing team. It's funny because people be like, yo, I want to get a job here, but they got the waiting list, all this kind of bullshit. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, you fill out applications?
Well, for what?
I never filled out no application for no job, bro.
I never worked a job before.
Yeah, no, but even if I
wouldn't.
Right, but even if the case, I'm not finna do that.
Nope.
But my first manager position, yo, the interview was like 3 minutes, bro. Because I sat down and I'm talking to dude, and dude's like, yo, you from New York? I'm like, yeah. He's like, hold on, you Jamaican? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what part of Jamaica you from? I was like, St. Anne's. He looked down at the thing again. He looked at me. He said, man, you hired.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Get the fuck about here. I was like, God damn.
Yep.
So it's like, when people trying to like put themselves in some type of line, like that's never occurred to me in my life. My older cousin used to always tell me, ain't nothing in life like hookups and free shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he said, that's why I know who I need to know. Yeah. Because don't nothing feel as sweet as hookups and free shit. Yeah. So it's like, yo, you try and get a job in the hospital, fuck all that resume shit. Fuck all that filling out the application shit. I'm taking a motherfucking HR to lunch. Straight up.
Yeah.
Fuck all the dumb shit. Yeah. Because my application finna be right on the top. On we on top.
That's how it's supposed to be.
I'm the last person to fill it out. But it's, let me just, where you at? What's your...
Yep. Because that also just shows a different level. Like you really to go, you're ready to go forward. You're not about to sit here and piggyback off of something.
I ain't everybody else. But at the same time, there's two things you gotta keep in the forefront. One, you gotta be qualified.
Of course.
Right? And the second thing is you gotta respect that reference.
Of course.
When people put their name on it,
yeah,
you gotta
don't let me down.
Right, because you represent that person.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, I'm not gonna let you down because it is what it is. So I'm just in my mind, I'm like, I do what I plan to do anyway. But there's always going to be that delay because I want to do it. I want to do it right. So once I saw that support and love was in Atlanta, I'm like, okay, I got my cuz out here. I got these people out here. These people already giving me the head nod whenever you're ready. So now that I know it's like that, it's like when you're dealing with them other people, it's so much involved. And it's like you asking for permission. And it almost comes off like you got to be that good little house nigga. And it's just like... That's why I like somewhere like Atlanta where it's like I don't need to feel like that. No. Because you can feel like these my people, right? These my people. So it's like they feel where I'm coming from. It's not a matter of like all these other incentives. It's just I see you trying to do something good.
Atlanta, you have to, that's why I say you sink or you swim, because you have to have a certain mindset to swim there. To be able to survive is literally all about how you're gonna think.
Right.
If you think up, you're gonna be up. If you think down, you're going to be down, and you'll still be stuck in that little small country town, hoping and wishing. You could be out here living in reality. And you just, and I'm sure they have their jealousy, they got their envy, they got their hate, they got what they got, but still, I feel like it's being, the positivity is outweighing it. You know what I mean? And the networking out there is amazing. But so you got Atlanta, right? Atlanta's in Georgia. Correct.
And you from the Carolinas, right? I see you got your cornrows going.
Got my cornrows going.
Right? So now I'm going to ask you this question. I don't know how long you got to think about it.
Okay.
Okay. Where do you think that our melanated people from in this country, where do you think they originated at?
Not here.
You don't think it's here?
No.
You believe the little slave ship theory?
Yes and no.
Because you know the Carolinas is they deep in brown skinned tribes. Mm-hmm. Virginia, Georgia,
all the way down.
A lot of dark skinned tribes.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
Can't be refuted.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of indigenous people there that were fortunate enough to preserve their family records. So we know there are some people our color that owned land and had their tribes all through them states. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm asking you, because I don't see an African woman when I look at you.
Yeah.
I see an indigenous to this land. That's what I see.
Yeah. So I'm American. I don't even look. I've never been one of those people that would say, "Oh yes, I'm a black girl, so I just know I'm coming straight from my Africa." Mm-hmm. I was born in America, and I'm American. I'm a black American.
But what I'm saying is, do you believe that your ancestors very well might have been members of these tribes?
Yes and no, and I'm saying yes and no because I don't. My father's side, I'm not close to them. Mm-hmm. So I can't, it's not like, let me just call my great grandma up and ask her, where your great grandma was from. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And honestly, I'm not trying to find out. Even if I should know, I'm not trying to find out because that's not neither here nor there.
Okay. All right.
That's just speaking for myself personally.
The not knowing part, I don't think is the bigger devil. I think the bigger devil is the believing what you've been given on face value. So if you just have like a blank there and you have a question mark there, I'll never be mad at that. Mm-hmm. But it's the people that are like, that's what they said in the school, and then the textbook said, and then it's like, hold up. What make you think we can trust these folk?
You don't.
What make you think we can trust these folk?
You don't.
Because let me tell you right now, the more you look into the slavery narrative, is the more, not only do things not add up, but the more you start to notice that certain things were exaggerated and embellished. Mm-hmm. And then you have to start asking yourself, wait a minute, why would the people that are writing this narrative, number one, be changing it so damn much? And number two, why would they be making themselves sound worse? Because and this is hard to say to so-called black people. It's really hard. It's really hard because if you try to tell people, you do realize that there were folks owning land in those times that was this complexion. And if you know how to read, if you know how to interpret literature well, or storytelling or documentation well, you start noticing, hold on, certain things would have to mean certain other things. Like, for example, even when you're looking at certain things in the Bible, and they'll say that this group of people went into this land and were trying to hide or pose as they were another group of people, right there you got to stop and say, hold on. If this group of people could pass for that group of people, that would mean they had to look similar
to the
right?
group of people. Exactly.
And then even in American history, you'll look and you'll see like examples of like this particular person in politics was mistaken for a runaway slave, and you're like, whoa, time out. If this guy was a white man, how could you possibly have mistaken him for a runaway slave? You see what I'm saying? And then you have certain people that had to go through all this trouble to prove that they were a quote unquote free man. And it's like, if everybody was enslaved just simply because of the color of their skin, why would anybody even have the opportunity to entertain the idea that no, not me. I'm not a slave. Oh, hold on, no, sir, hold on. You got the wrong guy. You want to loosen these up? Can I get to my identification? Can you undo this, please? So how could that possibly be the case if just everybody that was black was a slave? Then more and more when you look into the slave terminology, it doesn't mean what we think it means today. It doesn't mean like you were owned and forced to work and you didn't get paid. It meant you were an indentured servant. And when they were saying runaway slave, what it was is somebody that was like, man, fuck this job. I'm out of here. I don't want to do this no more. Yeah. Oh, you owned a contract, boy. And then he's like, nah, man, I'm out of here, man.
To a certain degree,
right, as soon as he
yeah.
turned his back, I'm out of here. And those people were getting rounded up and brought back, not because they were owned by those people, but because their contract didn't expire. And they were trying to renege on how much servitude they had left. Even like the 7 years a slave. The way that Hollywood pitches that story to you, you're thinking that this dude was a slave that somehow became free. Are you sure he wasn't free and then became an indentured servant and then tried to dip on his... You see what I'm trying to say? So all I'm saying is there's too many people that aren't willing to open up that chapter. They're not ready to like revisit that and say, hold on, maybe there was more to this than what I was told. I'm curious. I want to look into this. No, they've already made up their mind. And if you try to suggest something different, they call you all kind of names. And it's like, that was fast. Why would you give me that type of energy when I thought we were... You see what I'm trying to say? It's like, how you get mad at me because I'm telling you that maybe your ancestors might not have been stolen and brought here on a boat. Yeah. You're mad at me for suggesting we might not have originated as slaves? Really?
Yeah. Or even when it comes to just the skin complexion, the whole, oh, you're dark skin, you're light skin, you wasn't no slave. You was like, it all doesn't really make sense at the end of the day.
And that was all psychology that they were playing. It was a psychological game that they were playing on us. And there's more information I have. I'm going to hold on to it for later. But there's some more really interesting information that I have that it's verifiable. You can try to debate me on it if you want, but it turns out that black did not mean what you think it meant, and neither did white. These terms were legal terms. Which means that there's a lot to it. If it's a legal term, there's a lot to it. And it's funny how it's happening today, but it's going over motherfuckers' heads because they don't read. They watch Love and Hip Hop, but they don't read. So ask yourself how Africans are coming to America now, but they're classified as white.
Yeah.
Is it possible that it has nothing to do with color?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. But there's something else you mentioned that I actually wanted to get to. So another thing I noticed about Atlanta is that the complexions don't determine the attitude and the mentality, which I think is unique because you don't find it in many other places. The Cayman Islands is another place that I've visited several times where I noticed that same phenomenon, where the dark-skinned women have the same attitude and temperament as the light-skinned women. Whereas in most, black communities or in the city, whatever you want to call it, most black folk in America or in English-speaking countries, period, or areas, period, the darker the woman tends to be, the more pessimistic she is, if I can use that word. Right?
So this is opinion based?
Well, this is what people say. This is what people say they experience.
For me, that's no matter who says it, I think it is opinion based.
Well, see, here's the thing though. You also live in Atlanta. Yeah. And Atlanta's a place where I don't notice it. And the fact that I can notice it and not notice it in different places means it has to exist to an extent because it stands out.
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
For me, that's just kind of like more so along the just colorism.
No, but that's where I was going with it. Is that what is your opinion and what is your take on colorism? Because in my experience with it, it's two places that I know I do not see it. And I'm looking for it. Because the moment that I notice it's not there, I'm like looking into it even more. And I'm like, why are these women not acting any different based on their skin complexion?
I don't think it's skin complexion, to be honest. I think it's just environment. I know some very light-skinned individuals that are just as hard, mean, ghetto as
argumentative.
Versus some darker skin tone women that are the sweetest, nicest, most loving teddy bears. Come over, baby, I got you, I'll cook you dinner, type of females. I just think
never
it's
see
an
it except for those places.
I don't know. I've traveled a lot. I've lived in 4 states. I've traveled to, I don't know how many states I've been counting, but well over 10 states for sure. And I just think it's environment, really, and especially with me working in Los Angeles, California for the past 4 years. It's just about how you grew up. Because
California's a little different.
When I go to the West Coast, I feel like no matter the skin complexion out there,
they have a certain vibe.
Black people in general, they don't really know they're black.
No, just about to say that. They like the black girls out there talk like they white girls.
The dark skin, the light skin, it doesn't matter.
They have that mentality the same as the white girls
it's
got.
Like, you're African American, right? But it goes over their head.
No, trust me. I know what you're saying. Like
versus me
like they're oblivious to
from
it.
the South. It's like it don't matter the skin complexion. Like if you black, you black. If you got a little bit of color on you, sweetheart, we the same.
Yeah, I mean, me, I don't subscribe to black because I think we're so much more than that. I think that is just trying to group us, into one bunch, and it's trying to take away our identity. Because I feel like everybody has their culture. There is, to me personally, there's no such thing as black culture, and the reason why I say that is because, first of all, how could you even say black culture? That's such an ignorant statement when I got friends that's Nigerian. They culture ain't nothing like my culture.
Yeah, this was just a big argument.
You see what I'm saying? I'm Jamaican. My culture ain't nothing like my Haitian buddy's culture.
That is a fact.
Or my Trinidadian buddy. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, when you call us black, it's like you trying to erase where we're from.
That's just more so literally just trying to separate us to a certain degree.
Right, trying to make it comfortable to put us in a box.
It's putting us all together, but I mean, at some point we have to identify with something, because at the end of the day, you might be Jamaican, I might be Haitian, and somebody else might be whatever they are. But when we're looked upon from any other race, we're the same. No,
I get that, but that's them.
That's them.
Because I'm telling you right now.
That's what it is.
See, here's the thing, right? You call a Cuban person Puerto Rican, and you see how upset they get. And then the person that's offending is thinking, oh, what's wrong with Puerto Ricans? It's like it's not what's wrong with Puerto Rican. Is that I have my culture. I have my what's wrong with you? So it's the same way when you like, yo, you Jamaican? And they're like, what? Oh, Haitian.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, relax, calm down. Ain't nothing wrong with being Jamaican. He's like, I didn't say anything was wrong with being Jamaican. There's something wrong. Right, there's something wrong with you not acknowledging that I'm Haitian.
But also, a lot of times, if you don't know, you don't know.
No, I get it. But my whole thing is, that's my point. Calling people black is you not knowing and you prescribing. Mm-hmm. Don't prescribe. You're not my doctor. Don't prescribe something to me. That's why when I say that, a lot of these guys, they don't get it. Oh, you're not black. You don't call yourself black. It's like, first of all, don't talk to me like that. Don't text me like that. Don't type to me like that. Because if you were here in front of me, you wouldn't be talking to me like that. And if I'm a grown man,
people on who you are and what you want to be identified as.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm a grown ass man. You over here telling me I'm black because you're conditioned. You're conditioned. All right, Negro? I know where the fuck I'm from. You get what I'm saying? My family is very clear on where they're from, and I'm telling you, I'm not black. And you can't base that on anything other than your ass being brainwashed. Because go ahead and make the connection. Where's the country? Black. How is black a race? Other than you've been told that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because what you about to tell me next? Hispanic is a race? Hispanic just means you speak Spanish, asshole. So what's the race for Latin people then? Because they can't be a race for Latin people because they're from all over the world, right? But they were colonized by the Spaniards. Yeah. So what you about to tell me? You about to tell me that people from Mexico and then people from Spain are the same race? Is that what you're about to tell me? Yeah. And then the crazy thing is, so what do you consider people from Spain? Because Spain's in Europe, asshole. So do you see where I'm trying to go with this? So we're only saying stupid shit like the white race and the black race because that's how you've been conditioned.
That's what you've been taught.
Right.
So you can't really get too mad at another person.
No, I am mad. I'm not mad at their ignorance. I'm mad at the fact that you're disrespecting what I'm telling you.
Yeah, no,
because you can prescribe. You can subscribe to that if you want. But I'm telling you, don't call me that, and you're still doing it.
If someone's just ignorant, then they're ignorant. You just gotta let that go. But if you tell someone what it is, and they have to have to have some type of respect for you in those regards.
Yeah, like you can be ignorant, but don't be disrespectful. Right. That's why I tell these niggas all the time. Ask a question. Stop talking like you know better than me, because you don't. And these are literally young boys that I've been looking into these things from longer than they've been alive. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. If I'm 40 and a 20-year-old is trying to talk to me like he knows something that I don't know, nigga, when you were in somebody's nutsack, I was reading up on this. You get what I'm trying to say? Oh yeah, hold on, we got time out. What's your
She just texted me, so I know she here. I told her to text me when she got here. She said here.
She's here now?
Yeah.
All right, we can run down and go get her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her name is Khadijah.
Khadijah?
Yeah.
All right, we might have to add something to it.